the small crawler loader has practically vanished, swallowed up by skid steers and compact track loaders. But there was a time when owning a small dozer loader was the ultimate dream for every small contractor. If you are sick of generic, mass-produced content and want deep dives into specific machinery history, hit subscribe. Prepare to feel nostalgia for machines like the John Deere 350 or the rare-struck Magnatrac, machines that had the traction of a tank and the agility of a garden tractor. 1. Struck Magnatrac RS1000, the DIY backyard legend. In the world of earth-moving equipment, there is perhaps no machine more charmingly unique than the Struck Magnatrac RS1000. While the industry giants were focused on creating massive machines for highway construction and mining, the CF Struck Corporation of Cedarburg, Wisconsin, identified a completely different market: the homeowner and the hobbyist. The RS1000 is the quintessential cute dozer because it represents a distinct era of American mechanical ingenuity, the era of the do-it-yourself kit. Unlike the other machines on this list, the RS1000 was rarely purchased off a dealership lot. Instead, it was famously marketed through small, tantalizing advertisements in the back of magazines like Popular Mechanics and Popular Science. These ads promised power and utility in a package small enough to fit in a pickup truck bed. The RS1000 was sold as a kit, meaning the owner had to assemble the machine themselves. This created a unique bond between the operator and the machine. If you owned an RS1000, you likely knew every bolt, belt, and pulley, because you installed them by hand. Technically, the RS1000 is a marvel of compact engineering. It is incredibly small, often powered by air-cooled engines ranging from 10 to 16 horsepower, typically Tecumseh or Briggs & Stratton models, which gives it a lawn tractor sound rather than the roar of a diesel giant. However, do not let the small engine fool you. The Magnatrac utilized a unique drive system that maximized torque, allowing this tiny crawler to push snow, grade driveways, and haul dirt with surprising efficiency. The RS stood for regular size, though by modern standards it is microscopic. The defining feature of the RS1000 is its aesthetic. With its exposed mechanical parts, small stature, and simple boxy design, it looks less like a menacing piece of industrial equipment and more like a rugged go-kart designed for work. It lacks the enclosed cabs and sophisticated hydraulics of larger loaders. The bucket operation was often manual or assisted by simple hydraulic systems, requiring the operator to be physically involved in the work. Today, the RS1000 is a collector's item. Seeing one is rare, and seeing one in working condition is a testament to the simplicity of its design, proving that you don't need a massive footprint to get the job done. 2. Caterpillar 931, the miniature giant. When enthusiasts think of Caterpillar, they usually picture the colossal D9 dozers, or the massive 977 track loaders that defined construction sites in the mid-20th century. However, the Caterpillar 931 holds a special place in history as the baby of the modern cat track loader family. Introduced in the 1970s, the 931 was Caterpillar's answer to the need for a machine that possessed the legendary durability of a cat, but could operate in the tight confines of residential subdivisions and small job sites. Visually, the 931 is fascinating because it retains the exact design language of its larger siblings, just scaled down significantly. It features the same cat yellow paint, the rugged undercarriage design, and the classic rear engine silhouette, but in a package that looks almost like a detailed die-cast model come to life. It was based on the D3 dozer chassis, sharing many components, which ensured that despite its cute size, it was built with industrial-grade DNA. Under the hood, the 931 was typically powered by the Caterpillar 3204 engine, a naturally aspirated four-cylinder diesel engine known for its reliability. While it didn't produce massive horsepower, rating around 62 flywheel horsepower, the weight-to-power ratio was excellent for its class. This allowed the 931 to dig basements and grade lots with agility that the larger 955 or 977 models could never hope to achieve. One of the most notable features for operators was the pedal steering system found in later variations, which freed up the operator's hands to manage the loader bucket and transmission controls. This made the 931 incredibly nimble. It could spin-turn, counter-rotate, in its own footprint, a crucial feature for working between closely spaced houses. The 931 represents a transition period where comfort started to become a consideration. While early models had open ROPS, rollover protective structures, later versions offered enclosed cabs with heating, a luxury in a machine of this size. It remains a favorite among small contractors because it looks, sounds, and works exactly like a real cat, just in a size that feels approachable rather than intimidating. 3. John Deere 350. Crawler Loader, the Agile Farm Hand. The John Deere 350. Crawler loader is arguably one of the most recognizable small track machines in North American history. While John Deere is synonymous with agricultural green, their industrial line, painted in construction yellow, became a staple on American farms and small construction sites throughout the 1960s, 70s, and 80s. The 350 series is widely considered cute because of its slender profile and high visibility. It lacks the bulkiness of competitors, appearing almost athletic in its design. The 350 was the evolution of the earlier 1010 and 2010 models, refining the concept of a small utility crawler. It was powered by a spirited 3-cylinder diesel engine, or occasionally gas in very early or specific models, that provided a distinct, rhythmic idle. This engine was not a monster of torque, but it was incredibly fuel-efficient and reliable, making it perfect for farmers who needed to clear land, dig ponds, or load manure without burning through massive amounts of fuel. A key technical feature that defines the 350 series is the hydraulic reverser. This transmission feature allowed the operator to switch from forward to reverse without clutching, significantly speeding up cycle times when loading trucks. For a machine of this vintage and size, that was a significant productivity booster. The loader arm geometry on the 350 was also designed for high visibility. The arms sat relatively low when the bucket was grounded, giving the operator a clear view of the work area, a feature that made it very beginner-friendly. However, the 350 is also famous for its wet clutch steering system. Unlike the direct drive gear systems of more primitive crawlers, the 350 used hydraulic pressure to engage and disengage the steering clutches. When maintained, this allowed for fingertip control, making the machine feel much lighter than it actually was. Its track footprint was narrow, allowing it to fit on smaller trailers and navigate through wooded areas without requiring the clearing of a logging road. The John Deere 350 is the definitive farm dozer, small enough to park in a barn, but tough enough to shape the landscape. 4. Case 310 Series, the toy-like utility crawler. The Case 310 series holds a distinct place in the lineage of American earth-moving equipment because it represents the perfect fusion of agricultural utility and industrial capability. Born from J.I. Case's acquisition of the American Tractor Corporation, which produced the Terratrac line in the late 1950s, the 310 series evolved through several iterations, from the 310 to the 310G, creating a legacy of small, agile machines that today look almost like oversized toys compared to modern equipment. What makes the 310 series visually cute is its color and proportions. Early models were often painted in flambeau red, which appeared effectively orange, while later models adopted the power yellow scheme. This distinct coloration, combined with a very short wheelbase and a narrow stance, gave the 310 a vibrant, approachable character. The 310 was designed to be small enough to be towed behind a standard farm truck, yet heavy enough to perform serious grading work. Mechanically, the heart of many 310 loaders was the dependable 148 cubic inch gasoline engine or the 188 cubic inch diesel engine. These were not high RPM power plants, they were designed for low-end torque. One of the most significant engineering features of the Case 310 was the controlled differential steering system found on specific models. Unlike simple clutch and brake systems that completely stopped one track to turn, The case system allowed power to be maintained on both tracks during a turn, preventing the machine from bogging down in soft soil, a massive advantage for a machine of such diminutive stature. The loader configuration on the 310 was also unique. Because the machine sat so low to the ground, the operator felt intimately connected to the bucket. The hydraulic pump was often mounted directly to the front of the crankshaft, a live power setup that ensured hydraulic pressure was available as long as the engine was running, regardless of the clutch position. For collectors today, the Case 310 is a prized possession because it represents the dawn of the compact crawler loader era, where the design philosophy shifted from "make it bigger" to "make it versatile." 5. International Harvester 500C. The Baby. International Harvester, IH, is a brand synonymous with rugged American history, producing everything from pickup trucks and fridges to massive agricultural tractors. The International 500C serves as the baby of their industrial crawler line, sitting far below the massive TD25 in the hierarchy. Introduced in the late 1960s and produced through the 1970s, the 500C was IH's direct competitor to the John Deere 350, and it brought a level of refinement that was uncommon for small crawlers of that period. The C in the model name is critical. It typically denoted the inclusion of a torque converter. Prior to this, small crawlers were almost exclusively direct-drive machines, meaning the operator had to constantly use a manual clutch to shift gears or change direction. The torque converter in the 500C absorbed shock loads and allowed for smooth shuttling between forward and reverse. This feature transformed the machine from a jerky, physically demanding tractor into a fluid loader capable of delicate work, such as backfilling foundations without damaging cinder blocks. Under the hood, the 500C was most commonly powered by the BD154 diesel engine. This was a British-designed four-cylinder engine known for its distinctive clatter and incredible longevity. It produced around 44 horsepower, which was perfectly mated to the machine's weight class. The 500C featured a very classic squared-off grille and a heavy steel dashboard that housed simple analog gauges. Its track frames were robust, featuring interlocking track links that were essentially scaled-down versions of the designs used on mining dozers. Visually, the 500C is cute because it retains the aggressive bulldog stance of International Harvester's largest machines, but condenses it into a package that can fit in a suburban backyard. It features the iconic IH red and yellow livery, or pure yellow for later industrial versions. The operator's station is open and sparse, with levers rising directly from the floorboard, emphasizing the mechanical nature of the machine. It remains a popular choice for rural landowners because it offers the prestige of the International Harvester name, in a size that is manageable for the non-professional operator. 6. Oliver OC46, the Art Deco Industrialist. The Oliver OC46 represents a fascinating intersection of 1950s automotive styling and rugged industrial utility. Produced by the Oliver Corporation, a company with deep roots in American agriculture, the OC46 was the specialized loader version of the popular OC4 crawler tractor. While most manufacturers simply bolted a loader frame onto an existing bulldozer, the 46 designation indicated that this machine was integrated specifically for loading duties from the factory, featuring a heavy-duty pedestal and modified chassis to handle the stresses of a bucket. What makes the OC46 cute to the modern eye is its distinct mid-century aesthetic. The front grille often featured horizontal bars and rounded edges that echoed the design language of 1950s cars, while the Oliver name was proudly displayed in Art Deco typography. Despite its charming vintage looks, the OC46 was a technological powerhouse for its era. It was one of the first small crawlers to offer spot-turn clutch steering. This system allowed the operator to lock one track while powering the other, enabling the machine to pivot precisely on its axis. In the tight confines of a 1960s construction site or a dense forest, this agility was revolutionary compared to the wide, sweeping turns required by older differential steer tractors. Powering this compact machine was typically a 3-cylinder Hercules gasoline or diesel engine. These engines were not massive, usually producing around 30 drawbar horsepower, but they were incredibly torque-rich. The sound of an Oliver OC46 is distinct. The Hercules engine has a low-frequency thrum that is far quieter than modern high-speed diesels. Another significant feature was the travel reverser transmission option, which gave the operator 4 speeds in reverse as well as forward, acknowledging that a loader spends half its life backing up. Today, the OC46 is a rare sight. The cute factor is enhanced by its narrow gauge options. Some models were built with a track width of only 46 inches, making them look remarkably slender and tall. Restored models, often painted in Oliver's signature meadow green with red or yellow wheels, or the later industrial yellow, look less like earth movers and more like intricate mechanical sculptures. They serve as a reminder of an era when even heavy machinery was designed with a specific sense of style. 7. Fiatallis FL5, the boxy European challenger. The Fiatallis FL5 is a product of one of the most significant corporate mergers in heavy equipment history. The joint venture between the Italian giant Fiat and the American firm Allis-Chalmers. Introduced in the era when squarer, more utilitarian designs were replacing the rounded curves of the 1960s, the FL5 is the definition of boxy cute. Shoo! It looks like a solid block of steel with tracks, featuring sharp angles and a cab, when equipped, that looks disproportionately large for the small chassis, giving it a bobblehead appearance that enthusiasts find endearing. As the entry-level model in the Fiatallis track loader line, which included larger siblings like the FL7, FL10, and FL14, the FL5 was designed for speed and urban agility. It was manufactured primarily in Italy, bringing European compactness to the global market. The machine was powered by a Fiat 8035 series engine, a naturally aspirated diesel known for being virtually indestructible. This 3-cylinder or 4-cylinder power plant, depending on the specific sub-series and year, provided a snappy throttle response, which was essential for the shuttle work of loading trucks. Technically, the FL5 was a leap forward in operator ergonomics compared to the older machines on this list. It often featured a single-lever bucket control, a significant upgrade from the multi-lever banks of the past. The FL stands for Fiat Loader. One of its standout features was the visibility. The hood sloped sharply downward, and the exhaust stack was often routed to the side, giving the operator an unobstructed view of the bucket corners. This made the FL5 exceptionally good at finish grading, where precision is more important than raw power. The FL5 uses a standard 3-speed transmission with a torque converter, but its final drives were designed to be easily serviced, reflecting the European philosophy of maintenance accessibility. While it never achieved the same ubiquity in the United States as the Caterpillar 931, the FL5 developed a cult following among landscape contractors who appreciated its small footprint. Its cuteness comes from its purposeful, stubby stance. It looks like a bulldog ready to pounce, compressed into a frame that can fit on a standard tag-along trailer. 8. Komatsu D21S, the backyard dozer icon. The Komatsu D21S is arguably the most popular cute crawler loader in the world, holding a dominant position in the micro-earth-moving market. While Komatsu is a Japanese industrial titan known for building some of the world's largest mining dump trucks, the D21S and its dozer counterpart, the D21AP, proves their mastery of the miniature. In the United States, these machines are frequently referred to as gray market imports, although many were sold officially. They are so small that they are often mistaken for large toys, yet they possess the full hydraulic power of a commercial machine. The S in D21S stands for shovel, Komatsu's terminology for track loaders, distinguishing it from the dozer blade versions. The D21S is powered by the Komatsu 4D94 or 4D95 series diesel engine, a 4-cylinder water-cooled masterpiece that is incredibly quiet and fuel-efficient. Unlike the noisy, rattling engines of older American mini-crawlers, the Komatsu engine hums, making it perfect for residential work where noise complaints are a concern. What truly sets the D21S apart is its sophistication. Even older models from the 1980s and 90s often feature the Komatsu Hydro-Shift transmission, which combines the efficiency of a direct-drive gear transmission with the ease of a power shift. This allows for seamless gear changes without a torque converter, maximizing the power transfer to the tracks. Later models introduced joystick steering, PPC, pressure proportional control, removing the physical effort of pulling heavy clutch levers. This made the D21S accessible to a much wider range of operators, including homeowners who wanted to landscape their own properties. Visually, the D21S is iconic for its Komatsu yellow, a slightly more orange hue than cat yellow, and its extremely compact dimensions. The bucket is barely wider than a large riding mower, yet it can lift thousands of pounds of rock. Some models are equipped with rubber tracks, further enhancing their cute and gentle nature, allowing them to drive over driveways and sidewalks without crushing the concrete. The D21S is the ultimate backyard dozer, representing the peak of miniaturized hydraulic engineering. 9. Terratrac GT25. The Forgotten Pioneer. The Terratrac GT25 is a machine that belongs to a bygone era of American manufacturing, serving as a critical link in the evolutionary chain of compact construction equipment. Produced by the American Tractor Corporation, ATC, in Churubusco, Indiana, before the company was acquired by J.I. Case in 1957. The GT25 is the grandfather of the modern small dozer. Its cuteness is derived from its primitive utilitarian design and its incredibly small stature, which was intended to replace draft horses on small farms, rather than compete with the massive earth movers of the time. The GT in its name stood for gasoline track, while 25 roughly denoted its horsepower class. The GT25 was powered by a Continental F124 four-cylinder gasoline engine, a Red Seal power plant that was ubiquitous in industrial applications of the 1950s. This engine was simple, easy to repair, and provided just enough power to pull a small plow or push a tiny blade. What makes the GT25 visually distinct is its high sprocket design and the often colorful paint schemes used by ATC, which ranged from terracotta and yellow to bright reds, differentiating them from the monotonous yellow of the competition. Historically, the GT25 is significant because it was one of the first crawlers marketed specifically to the gentleman farmer and the light construction market. It featured a unique track suspension system that was surprisingly advanced for its size, offering better traction in mud than many of its heavier rivals. However, it lacked the refinement of later machines. The operator sat on a simple metal pan seat, exposed to the elements, wrestling with direct drive levers. Finding a Terratrac GT25 today is a rare event, and they are prized by collectors who appreciate the pre-corporate consolidation era of American tractor history. When viewed today, it looks like a museum piece, a tiny mechanical beast of burden that paved the way for the Case 310 and every other small crawler that followed. 10. Massey Ferguson 200 Crawler. The Red Rarity. Massey Ferguson is a brand globally renowned for its wheeled agricultural tractors, but their venture into the world of track loaders created one of the most unique and cute machines in the sector, the Massey Ferguson 200 Crawler. While most construction equipment is painted safety yellow, the MF200 often proudly wore the brand's signature industrial red, though yellow versions were also produced for fleet sales. This distinct color, combined with the classic Massey Ferguson grille styling adapted for a tracked chassis, gives it the appearance of a farm tractor that decided to put on hiking boots. The soul of the MF200 is undoubtedly the Perkins diesel engine. Usually equipped with the legendary Perkins AD3.152 three-cylinder engine, this machine is famous for its durability and distinct exhaust note. The Perkins engine provided excellent low-end torque, which allowed the small loader to dig into hard-packed earth with surprising aggression. The MF200 was designed to be a versatile utility machine, often found on small British and American farms where the terrain was too steep or wet for wheeled tractors. Mechanically, the MF200 featured a shuttle transmission, allowing for relatively quick directional changes, which is essential for loader work. It was compact, low-slung, and featured a loader geometry that kept the bucket close to the tracks for stability. Unlike the massive dedicated construction machines, the MF200 often retained features reminiscent of agricultural tractors, such as a three-point hitch on the rear, allowing it to run mowers or plows, further enhancing its do-it-all reputation. Today, the Massey Ferguson 200 is a rare sight, especially in the loader configuration. Its rarity and its deviation from the standard yellow livery make it a favorite among enthusiasts who want a machine that stands out in a sea of look-alike dozers. It is the definitive gentleman's crawler, refined, capable, and distinctly stylish. Watching these little tracks work is hypnotic. They represent an extinct category of personal machinery that allowed a single man to move mountains, or at least big piles of dirt. Help us keep the tracks rolling by sharing this video with a friend who loves old iron.